All right, guys, welcome back, Computech. This is our Sketchup cell project, and we are looking right now specifically at part number 12. And in step number 12, we are working a little bit further on the project. Let's take a look specifically what we're doing. We left off here. We turned in step 10, which is just to make the outside layer of our cell. And now we're going to be looking at how to make the cell wall, cell membrane of our cell using the offset tool. I'm glad you've decided to join us. All right, so first thing that we're going to be doing here is bringing up the instructions, those step-by-step text instructions provided by Sketchup so that you can follow along with us, okay? As a reminder, this assignment right here, you don't need to turn in, just keep adding to it till you're finished with the 6th step and then click turn in on this assignment. But where we're going to go is back over here to Teams. Inside Teams, we're going to click our class period. In the Classwork tab is Files. And since we just turned in number 10, I'm assuming we're going to be on number 11. So let's take a look together. You can see right here in step 11 that page 11, pardon me, that the first thing that we're really doing here is adding some depth to our cell. Okay, we're using that same push-pull tool that we used to make the cube, and we're adding a little bit of height to the cell. The cell is not to scale. You remember the picture of Temple standing there? If the cell were half the size of Temple, it would be a ginormous cell. That's not what's going on here. We're not paying attention to scale yet. Okay, and so I've got this. First thing I want to do, part D right there. So we're right here looking at this. We're just using the push-pull tool to give our cell a little bit of height. That's this one right here. And there's nothing exact. We're just going to click anywhere in the main part of the cell, raise it up just a little bit. The other thing I would point out here is that I feel like I'm zoomed out a little bit. There's a great tool at the bottom of the bottom toolbar box. It's called Zoom Extents. And what that does is it just takes the whole object and it puts it into view. And then you can zoom out and do what you want. Okay, let's go back to the instructions here. Part E, we're using a tool called Offset. And Offset's going to make a new line for us just a little bit outside of our first line. And so it's under the circle, it's under the push-pull, third one down, Offset tool. Let's go back and use that. It's right here. It looks like this, sort of like the target is missed or something like that. And the way it works is I haven't clicked yet. I have both hands free. I just have the tool selected. And I'm going to click somewhere close to the edge and drag in. And what I'm doing here is making some thickness for that wall. Okay, so I'm going to just drag and click. I'm going to go back to the instructions so you can see here. This is what I just did. I just added a little bit of 3-dimension to my tool here. I'm going to close this one. Again, if you had questions about any of this slide, you click Start Conversation at the top and then ask your question on the side. Myself or a classmate will help you with that. Okay. Now let's go to slide 12. Okay, this is where the part we're going to turn in. So let's make sure we're on the same page here. Part 12. We're going to use Offset tool one more time to draw the cell membrane. Okay, so I'm just going to head back over to SketchUp, and I'm going to use the same Offset tool. And on the inside here, there's a whole bunch of navy blue dots. I'm just going to click, drag in, and drag in one more little time to get something that looks like this. Okay. Going back to the instructions, we're going to add in some organelles, which are the little parts of a cell. And so if you go back to, I believe it's slide 8 that shows you the plant cell versus the animal cell, that's kind of what you're trying to copy. Okay. And so let's do that right now. Actually, I'm going to add in a nucleus. Might as well. Okay. I'm going to use that same tool we used at the beginning, the freeform tool. And I'm just going to, it's probably a pretty small nucleus, but nucleus nonetheless. Okay. The different organelles that we have in here, you know, we're adding in through, it looks like through the nucleus for step 12. And we're going to use push-pull to kind of give it some texture and some dimension. Right now it's flat. And so when I go back to the push-pull, which is right here, it's that one right above my finger. We've been using it for offset. It's in that same section as offset. We can push. Oh, I'm still on offset. Go me. Good use of Control Z, Control Z will actually let you undo something you just did. So I messed up. I want to go to the push pull, and I'm going to pull down, and you can see that I'm starting to get basically some like. All right, so after we've got through this part, we actually have technically completed through slide 7 submission. So the progress check for this, just going to go to that snipping tool, file new, drag a nice box showing me what you've done, copy it, edit copy, go into this document that you see here, Control V, Vinson for paste, put it where it needs to go, and that's it. You're done for now. So take a look at the next video, progress check 14 with Organelles. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.